Hi, my name is John Murphy and I'm the Director of Government Affairs for the Iowa Credit Union League. And this week I want to give you a brief update on some legislative activities taking place down at the state capitol. This week we once again focused on educating lawmakers on House Study Bill 643. This bill has 4 provisions that are harmful to Iowa's credit unions. The first one is that it separates credit unions into different categories. Iowa's credit unions are all not-for-profit financial cooperatives and should not be separated into different categories. We oppose that provision. The second is that it undermines Iowa's confidentiality provision in Iowa Code for credit unions. Taking any steps away from providing member protection in terms of their confidential information is something that Iowa credit unions oppose. The third and fourth provisions deal with repetitive tax filings, which we find to be more red tape, and we oppose that provision as well. We will continue to work on this bill as the session goes forward and make sure that it does not move forward and become Iowa law. This week, Iowa's credit unions also continue to work on legislation to regulate transportation network companies in Iowa. TNCs are companies like Lyft and Uber and are operating in several cities throughout Iowa. This legislation would create a statewide regulatory framework, and Iowa's credit unions are taking an interest in this because many credit unions hold liens on those cars that are used in the TNC transaction. The issue for Iowa's credit unions involve the insuring of these vehicles, and we want to make sure your collateral is covered as best as possible. This legislation has passed the Iowa House and is in the Iowa Senate right now. We are working with all stakeholders to make sure that Iowa's credit unions have their collateral and their liens fully protected as we move through this legislative process. Right now, we're in discussions with Senate transportation leaders to make sure that we get a provision that is strong enough to make sure that Iowa's credit unions are protected, but also we are able to maintain this innovative, structured business like Uber and Lyft and continue to have strong TNC service in the state of Iowa. This is April 1st, and we are nearing the end of the legislative session. The legislature is scheduled to adjourn on April 19th, which would mark the 100th day of this legislative session. There are a handful of important items left to do, but most important being the budget. Legislators are coming very close on being able to determine the numbers they will be able to use to create the budget, and once they get those set, they will be able to move forward and complete a budget for the next fiscal year. Even though we're ending or coming close to the end of the legislative session, we still have some advocacy opportunities available for Iowa's credit unions. April 6th marks the next chapter lobby visit for our advocates, and we would encourage everybody who has not attended a chapter lobby visit before or had the opportunity to do so this year to do the April 6th visit. It's a great opportunity to connect with your legislator and give them your personal credit union story. I also want to take the opportunity to thank the more than 1,400 advocates that have contacted their legislator on House Study Bill 643. It's had a tremendous impact, and we really want to thank those who have taken action on this bill and every other credit union activity we've asked you to take action on before. Thank you very much for reading the forum, for watching the forum, and for participating in the Iowa Credit Union League's advocacy activities. Thank you very much, and have a great day.